It's all for you. Yeah, yo. There whenever it matters, and even more when you feel like it doesn't. Protect you so you never feel like you wasn't. Know I'm right alongside you. Either that or I'm behind you, but always got you. End of discussion, nothing means more. First one to offer is shoulders for what you reach for. Thought I saw the eyes of the world until I seen yours. And know that I ain't see a better view yet. I'm with whatever, so don't ever you fret. Know that you covered, not a hurdle or a heartbreak. A change what a partake, cause none of them won't ever get comfortable in your walkway. My job is to aware you, fully loaded, prepare you for all of the above that I'm never letting get near you. But still in all, give you every advantage I found. Couldn't find a better fit for them, along with my crown. And since the baton was passed, I've been down. Cause failing's not an option, and dad is not a noun, not at all.
What your mama packed me?
You know my mama packed me?
She packed you, dog.
She know the place to be. So I'ma hit you with my Sunny D.
Oh, Sunny Delight.
Have y'all heard of you?
Who?
You who? It's chocolate. Black don't crack. Black don't crack.
Black don't crack.
So I'ma hit you with the snack that smiles back.
Crack a smile on him.
Pop the chain.
What your mama packed?
He looking real stressed. I guess he needs a little hug.
Hug yourself.
Hold on, show me what you showed me.
I'm sensing some haterade.
You sense it, right?
That's why I got some Gatorade. He think we worried, fellas.
ain't worried.
Because once you pop, you can't stop.
That's cute. It's cheesy.
Right? It's cheesy, right?
But it's not your cheese. Not yours. Not yours.
You're looking a little uncomfortable. How about
A little
Oh! How the beat go?
You get a nugget. You get a nugget. Everybody gets a
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Ishmael from Dad Is Not a Noun. Hope everyone's doing good out there. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Subscribe to the YouTube page, Dad Is Not a Noun. Great content. Check out my interview with Speech from Arrested Development. That was a great conversation. Also check out my interview with Pastor Derek Bozeman, the big brother of Chadwick Bozeman. That was emotional, man. That made me almost like cry. But yo, I got a great guest today. You know, I thought because in this COVID world, we need a good laugh. I think that's important. I think that's soul for the food. And I have this great guest. His name is Richard Cannon. He's a film director, speaker, actor. He's a man of many talents. He created the Cannon Goes Boom. One of my favorite things that he's doing right now is the lunch table episodes. Those things are bananas. Richard Cannon, thank you for coming on, brother. How you doing, man?
Hey, thanks for having me, brother. I appreciate it. I'm doing well, man. It's a beautiful day. I'm glad to be a part of this podcast. Let's get it.
All right. And I love the poster in the back, man. The dragon. I love it, man. Tell me about that.
Well, that was from a music video I was working. The music video never came out. I don't think I can talk about it either. But yeah, it was in a music video. Big artist. And I was like, yo, what are y'all going to do with that? So probably just throw it in stores. I said, can I have it? Like, go ahead. All right, bet. So
that's dope. That's dope, man. That's the beauty of being in that world, that you built that network. And then you're like, yo, can I have that? Yeah, go ahead. I'm like, word?
Yeah, and I was a production assistant, so I'm the guy who was going around picking up the trash and things of that sort. So, and help build the set. So it was cool to be able to be a part of building the set and then take something home from it, you know?
And then also going into what you're doing now, how did that help you being behind the scenes, building a set, kind of give you that information that you need to create your own thing?
Well, so I have been doing this stuff, I've been making skits and little project shorts for a long time, since probably 2011. That's when I started making videos. And so at the time, before I had a camera and a tripod, I was putting my stuff on ironing boards. You know, I take my phone and I put it on an ironing board and a teacup to hold it up. And so I was like, man, this is pretty ghetto what I'm doing. But then when you work on these professional sets, you find out they're doing the same thing essentially with, you know, more money, but they're really making something out of nothing, because a lot of it's make believe. It's not even the real product or anything that they're using, you know. So I just learned that basically you can. There's no excuse for why you can't do something. You got what you need. Just get to it. You know.
Definitely, man, and that's about our people, man. We change water into wine, man. That's what we do.
Talk about it. Come on,
Especially
man.
Thanksgiving. That's definitely, man. Definitely when Thanksgiving, when you don't have a whole lot, Mama, they make it happen. You know what I mean?
Yep. Talk about it, man.
For real. So tell me, how did you come up with the title "The Cannon Goes Boom"? I love that name.
Oh man, funny story. Wow, man, you're taking me back. I was in ROTC in college, and I was doing pretty well in the program. But I remember one day I woke up and I was like, "Yo, I'd rather be editing a video," because we had to be on the track at 5:30 in the morning. I didn't have a problem getting up. It was just I would rather be editing a video or recording a video than going to go run for the Air Force ROTC. So I was like, I'm out. And I wanted to create an email to everybody that was unique to me being me. I didn't want it to be like, all right, everybody, cannon out. I was like, well, the cannon goes boom. And I said, yeah, that sounds kind of catchy. And that was the title line, the headline that I put in the email. The cannon goes boom. And then I just ran with it.
That was dope. And then going to ROTC, how did that help you build structure? Because in that type of thing you're doing, you have to have a form of structure. You know what I mean? So how did that help you into what you're doing now?
It's discipline. You have to go. So learning those formations, man, you're taking me all the way back.
That's what I do.
We're talking, man. What is this? 2012, 2013.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was waking up early, discipline, getting the job done. More instilled in me of what my father always taught me. Once the task is once begun, leave it not until it's done. Be the matter great or small, do it well, not at all. And that was really the microcosm of the whole ROTC for me.
And that's dope, because the reason why I brought that question up, because a lot of people see the stuff that you do on social media. It's like, oh, it's fun. It looks easy. It's not easy. It's hard work. You got to put the work into it.
Not hard work.
When it comes to the editing, when it comes to shooting, it may take 6-7 hours to do like one shoot. Can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, man. I mean, so for example, let me just give a video reference. The lunch table, you're working with about 6 or 7 people on different schedules, even though we all pretty much live together. Somebody's got this, and they're content creators themselves, so they got videos they're creating. So to get everybody in the room, that's a tough pill right there, right? And then recording it, I pretty much have a system down now how to do it, but it still takes time doing the takes over and over again, because you still got to bring the funny. You may say it funny in one take, that I need you to do it again just like that, and then editing it, that's a whole different process within itself. That's so filming takes probably maybe, depending on the project, let's say 1 to 3 hours, right? It can be quick, it can be long. And then the editing process is a whole maybe 4 to 6 hours. Because for me, and I'm watching it over and over and over and over again. I've probably seen it 10,000 times before I put it out. And then after I put it out, watch it another 10,000 times. And I could tell you every problem with each one of my videos, one little tweak I could have made, because I watch it so many times. So, yeah.
And then let's go into the lunch table, man. Where did you guys come up with that concept? Because that's fun, because that brought me a little bit back to nostalgia a little bit. Because me growing up, when I went to elementary school, my mom would make my lunch. When it's time for lunch at school, it's always that one kid that had the dope lunch, and we just look at him or her with like jealousy eyes, like, you got this peanut butter jelly sandwich, and they got this Subway hoagie, and you're like what the fuck?
Right. No, I know. Trust me. I mean, it was kind of like that. So, I was at the crib, and my roommate, his girl had bought some fruit roll-ups, and he replaced them with the wrong snack. The wrong snack. I think he got like because it's the fruit by the foot. That's the long one, right?
Yeah.
and he had got the skinny ones because that's the only one they had left. They ran out of the fruit by the foot by the fruit, whatever it is. And so she was like, "Oh, you got to get you got to get the right one because those killed at the lunch table, you know." And I was like, "Lunch table." And I was like, "Yo, what was the best snack?" And we just started talking about it amongst us three. What's the best snack? What's the best snack? And like, fruit roller was the best. Oh, if you had gushers, you were this man. And I was like, "Oh, yo, let me just get a series." And not even series. It didn't start off as a series. It started off as one idea, one episode. Like, all right, I'm just going to compare snacks. And then when that did well, I was like, we got to do part 2, field trip, you know, and so on and so on.
And those videos, all the videos together, you've done like almost over 1 million views together, over way past 1 million views, because you kind of see, you know, as simple as one thing can just turn into something big. Yeah. Did you imagine that they would grow that fast in that short time?
You never know, man. You know, I felt like I've had millions of ideas that I thought was going to get 1 million views, and then I got 600, you know, or nobody saw it. You know, it's like, oh, so you just never know. You just keep putting out content, hoping that one's going to hit. I thought it was a great idea, but I didn't think it was going to do the numbers it did now. No. I mean, I always think it's going to do well, but realistically, I have no control over that. It's the algorithm, you know?
Right. And then my favorite part of it is just the click that you have. They get hyped, you know, especially when you like the Fruit Loop drops. You're like, oh, especially the Thanksgiving one, like the mom versus dad. Talk about that one. That was funny.
I thought that was the most slept on. Honestly, that's probably my personal favorite. So that was the mom side with the cousins on your mom's side and the cousins on your dad's side. And man, it was late when we shot it. It was the day before Thanksgiving. And funny story, I was like, well, let me just get the supplies real quick. And I went to go about 7 or 8 o'clock to Boston Market. I did not know, man, that line was ridiculous. You had people lined up. Wrapped around the place. It was ridiculous. Everybody was trying to get their Thanksgiving food, and I was like, I just want the food for a skit, but they were trying to get it to eat for the next day. So it's actually on my homeboy's page. He's got SMN74 on TikTok, and he's got a video that shows Thanksgiving, like Thanksgiving Eve. He's got the real footage, so you can see for yourself. That line was long, so we had to go to Rouse, and that's why it's so ghetto-fied. You know, the ham, we couldn't get a real ham, so we got that little thing. We just make the best out of it, and that's my favorite line. Oh, let's see, yo, Mr. Johnny put it on me. I be going ham. And we were just listening to the song in the car right before we did the skit, so it was crazy, man. It all just happened serendipity, you know.
Yeah, man, that was dope. And can you kind of talk about the importance of having a good click with you? Because that's a point. Because, you know, if you go to the history of comedy, you know, you have that one star that blow up, but they always have that click. So can you talk about that, the importance of having a good team?
Very important, man. That's my crew. Everybody in there is a part of the same crew we call ourselves 307. So when we come together, man, we believe we can make magic. It's just, this is our first real year creating together. So we're trying to show the world as a group what we can do. And I mean, it's very fortunate to be with the group I have, because the way I see it is on this road to success, it's like standing in line at an amusement park. You know, if you got a good crew, then you can joke around in the line. It's still a long line, but you can joke around, have a good time. Before you know it, you're at the front about to get on the ride to success. But if you're by yourself, or you with somebody that you're not really enjoying it with, then so that long line became even longer. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel it's just like taking a road trip. Like if you take a road trip by yourself, it doesn't feel the same as having a couple of people with you, because it makes the journey a lot pleasurable. Because you can joke on each other, you can listen to music, so it has some more meaning to it. So I feel you on that.
That's like my family too. So we just bounce jokes, and those guys are real comedians, man. They come up with stuff on the spot. It's amazing to me. You know, I'm just looking like, wow, like how'd you think of that? You know.
And what I see what you guys can do is you can kind of build your own kind of SNL through social media, because the way you guys are doing it is kind of similar, but in a way that people are getting information now, because if you think about it, people are not watching TV on TV. They're watching it on their phones. They're watching TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. So that's where they're getting the information. So my last question to you, as a Black man, why is it important to change that narrative when it comes to promoting things on social media, whether it's film or if it's like a minute visual? Why is changing that narrative important to you?
As a Black man, give me a little more context.
No, as a Black man, because as a Black man, we kind of fight those stereotypes, for the longest time. And you being a content maker, why is it important for you to change that perception of Black men? Because usually Black men is they're deadbeat dads, they're criminals, they're low lifes. So through what you're doing, what I see comedy, but I see it in a positive light. So as a content creator, why is that important to change that narrative?
Well, that's an interesting question. It's important to change the narrative because, well, I mean, I'm trying to answer this best because the way I go about it is I'm making content that I believe in myself.
Right.
I'm not faking to be anybody. I'm not. I feel like every time I come up with an idea, it's always what's going on in my life that I can talk about, that I can provide to the world with laughter. My dad always says, ask yourself this in the morning: how can I add value to somebody's life? Right. And that's how I try to do it through my videos. Some people grow up in those tough situations where they don't have fathers in their life. I was fortunate enough to have mine. And so I just try to go from what he's taught me. And my plan is ultimately beyond all this. And I've said it before, I'm not in this thing for a long time. I'm in this for a good time. And what I mean by that is I'm going to get everything I can financially, mentally out of this industry. And then I'm going to raise my family. I've always wanted to be a family man. I'm going to have my wife and my kids, and we're going to enjoy life. So that's the way I see it. I'm trying to be the man that my father raised and that my future kids will look up to. That's how I see it.
No, that's dope, man. I love what you're saying. I think at the end of the day, what it's all about, like you said, you're adding value. And I think that's the one thing as a community, we have to add value to ourselves. And what you're doing through the comedy is you adding value to people who's watching it, because it's important to give affirmation to show that people of color can create great content. And that's what you're doing, and that's what your team is doing.
And I do want to say this, to everybody, that what you plant will grow. What you do, you will become. You can read all these books, these self-help books, and you can watch Eric Thomas every day. But at the end of the day, it is your actions that determine your future. So don't let nobody tell you, no, that's not good, because it's not the idea that's bad. It's usually the execution. So focus on executing. Focus on just getting better each and every day. And that's going to ultimately get you to where you want to be. And you will make it. You will. You just have to really work hard at it.
And that's facts. And we're going to leave it off like that. Young King, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it, man. I can't wait till those next episodes come out.
Oh, yeah, man.
I'm excited, man. And I'm just excited what you're going to do in the future. I can't wait for like a full-length movie down the road, So I'm excited to what you guys are going to do in the future, man.
Listen, man, I'm telling you, I want to say this so that when people coming backtrack with this, right now, I don't feel like I've accomplished too much. I feel like I'm moving towards something great. But 2021, man, be on the lookout. All right, I'm telling you, brother, 2021, be on the lookout for 307.
All right.
We've been working very hard, and it's time that the world knows our name, and we say that with confidence. And I'm telling you, man, 2021, bring this back up. You're gonna know about 307.
2021, I'm gonna have you back on because
Yes, sir. Yes,
the
sir.
tape don't lie. The tape don't lie,
Man,
brother.
come on.
But again,
Maybe I have more of my team with me, you know?
yeah, let's make that happen, man. But again, I appreciate your time, Young King. Thank you,
Thank you,
mad
sir.
love, man. I'm gonna keep following, keep on supporting. Anything that you have, let me know. I'll definitely support. You know, I don't have the biggest following, but my purpose is doing this. And so, like you said, when you plan it, it'll grow.
That's
And
what
so
I promise you, man. Whatever you plant will grow. Whatever you do, you will become. That's it.
that's right. And we're gonna end it off like that. All right, everybody, we out. Peace.
Peace.